will be silver. So today I'm trying something different. Today I'm going to be trying to record a vlog and see how I get on. We are headed to Abakhan in Moston, North Wales for their yearly warehouse sale. Now I haven't been for quite a few years. I went to my first one 3 years ago, and at the time I didn't know what I was doing sewing wise. I am so excited to be going today to be seeing all the lovely goodies that they have. So apparently the sale starts at 9 o'clock and I forced everyone to get in the car at 8:30 to leave the house. So we have just arrived and parked the car here at Abakhan in Moston, and it has taken us 1 hour to get here. There it was quite tight, I must say. There was lots of fabric, buttons, patterns, lots of little bits and pieces. However, it took quite long in the queue. I queued up for about nearly an hour and a half, and then I spent just over an hour inside. There were so many lovely bits and pieces, but they all got snapped up really quickly. The people who worked here barely got to put them down, and people were snatching them from their hands already. And then after we were inside there, we just had a little bit of a lunch. We brought a packed lunch for us, so we sat on one of the benches and had a sandwich. Also got to see 2 contestants from the Great British Sewing Bee. Yeah, and that's it. So let's get back now to the sewing room. And this is my fabric selection that I got. So first up is this bright orange, what feels like a cotton blend to me. It's not 100% cotton, I don't think. Got no stretch at all in it, width-wise, but nothing lengthwise. And it's got this beautiful bouquet of roses. It also has a light dotted grid in the background, like squares all over. Now, there's only 1 meter here, and I got exactly the same fabric but in a different colorway. I thought because there's only about 1 meter of the orange, I thought I could maybe use it as a contrast with the yellow in whatever garment I decide to make. Now the yellow one has got lilac colored flowers with some red in it, some beigey brown in the bouquet. Now yellow is not one of my colors, well, at least I don't think, because I think it washes me out. Next is another woven fabric. Well, to tell you the truth, I only actually got woven fabrics, but I got this one because it gave me a vintage vibe, and I do love vintage style clothes. This one has columns going up and down. It's got like a sandy red column and then a washed out blue column. The sandy red column has some floral designs on it and what kind of looks like a tree to me, and then the blue column has, I'm not sure what flower this is, maybe, I don't want to say what flower this is because I'm probably going to get it wrong. Got flowers on it with some leaves, a really pretty design, and I got about 1.5 meters of this fabric, and it feels like a medium weight cotton blend. Next I got this black fabric, again woven fabric with just white lines going down vertically down the fabric. This feels like a cotton fabric to me. It is quite crisp. I didn't get time to actually check the amounts of each fabric that I was getting. There was just so many people there, and you basically had to grab whatever you could and put it in your bag, because otherwise if you left it too long it would be taken up, it would be snatched by someone else. I keep on thinking about making the Lyra dress from Tilly and the Buttons with all of these different fabrics, because I've only recently purchased the pattern and I'm quite excited to make it up. Next up is this upholstery fabric. Now I don't do upholstery, but I really love the print on this one, the world map. Beige is not a color that I would normally go for, as I feel it washes me out, but I really like the print on this. This beige is like a neutral color. There's darker bits and pieces all over on the continents, a darker beige, but because it's overall neutral color, planning maybe making some bottoms, maybe a skirt or a pinafore or some dungarees with it, and then adding a pop of color, maybe a red long sleeve t-shirt or turtleneck, kind of something like I'm wearing right now. This is a heavyweight fabric. This one is quite wide. I got about 2 meters of that one, so there's plenty there to make some bottoms or just a pinafore, but definitely some bottoms. Now next, these are all the same fabric type. This is all African wax. I have never worked with African wax fabric before. However, I've always been drawn to the vibrant colors. I love the way it looks on other people, and I have heard that it is quite lovely fabric to sew, as most of it is 100% cotton from what I have heard. And again, I'm always going back to pinafores or dungaree style. Again, that is still yet to be decided, but I'm quite excited to be working with African wax. If you've worked with African wax before, let me know what you have made with it and how you've pre-treated it before working with it. Do you just throw it in the washing machine on a cold wash, on a warm or hot wash? So let me go through the prints that I got. A royal blue background with some swirls, some yellow swirls on it, and what looks like legs coming out of it. I really love how vibrant these African wax prints are. This blue is just divine. I cannot wait to make something for myself with this one. Now, to be completely honest, I did not even open this one there. I just like the mixture of the colors. Oh, okay. So this looks like fans. So the fans are made up of purple and green color with the yellow background. It's like a canary yellow background. Not sure this is actually me. I may just use this as testing patterns out. Now, I couldn't resist this one. I just love the repetition of this abstract print. Not sure again what to do with this one, but this has got yellow and white kind of squiggly bubbles on it with a black background. Now that I'm looking at it better, they actually look like squares. Next, another African wax print. So I got this one because of its unusual designs and pattern placements, let's say. So this one has columns going up and down in red. In each column, it's got black squares with circles inside. And on this one, it's got squares, but they are all crossed. And then the flowers are in white and a dark blue stripe. And in the middle, it's got more of orange yellow with black as well. I can maybe use this as practice fabric or maybe make something for a relative or a friend. Next, I got this one. I was drawn to it because of the color. One of the first garments I made for myself when I started sewing was actually made in this green color background. That was about 3-4 years ago. So maybe things have changed now, but I loved how this blue contrasted the yellow and it had the purple outline. Now, purple is one of my favorite colors, so I like that that was in the middle here. The leaves are in, let's say, wine. So it's this deep, rich color, and it's got white lines in it as well. Last of the African wax, and I must say my favorite one of them all, is this navy colored background. Now, I didn't actually notice until I came home, but I loved how the blue and like this terracotta with cream spots all over contrasted each other. So as you can see, here's the big chicken design. There's some little chicks, but this is my favorite one. Now, I don't think this would look good in maybe some dungarees or pinafore. Because of the panels, it may actually cut up this design. So this may look good in something like a skirt. I'm not sure, but this is my favorite one. I cannot wait to work with this one. So I actually didn't tell you how much I paid for all of that fabric that I've just showed you. I only paid £10 for that whole lot. So how it worked at the sale was you had 2 different size bags, a larger bag and a smaller bag. Smaller bag, you could fill the bag up. As long as it closed at the top, you would only pay £5 for the bag, and the same for the larger bag. Because it was larger, you'd pay a little bit more, so £10, but you had to make sure that the bag would close at the top. So I got all of that in a £10 bag. Next, I'd like to show you some of the sewing patterns that I bought. Now, these patterns were only £2 each. That's a steal. £2. First up, I got the Nicole dress from Simple Sew. So when I first looked at it, it reminded me of the Tilly and the Buttons olive pinafore in one of her books. I quite like it. It's one of the patterns I've just traced off this week to make soon. And this has got a zip down the back. It's got 2 bust darts at the side, and it's got some unusual pocket designs on it. One of the corners fold down, and it goes from a size 6 to 20. Next, I got another pattern from Simple Sew, and this one is called the button back dress. Now, the reason why I like this one is exactly that, because of the buttons on the back. I quite like sewing with buttons. I like being able to choose different types, different colors of buttons to add to garments. It also has, I think it's called inverted pleats at the front. Down there you'll have 2 inverted pleats, and it's got a short sleeve. Of course, you can turn that into long sleeve if you wish, just by extending that as well. This one comes in a size 6 to 20. Next up is a simplicity pattern. It is the S8862, and it is some teddy bears with different ears and different tail options. So you have what looks like a teddy bear, a dog, and also a rabbit. Next and last of the patterns is this 1960s vintage style dress by Simplicity. As I mentioned earlier, I really like the vintage style, so dresses and prints and so on. So I decided to get this one. I really like the full skirts that come out from the waist. This one has some ruffles at the end of the sleeves, and you can also make the sleeveless or attach a collar to it as well. Now there's 3 bags here of zips. What am I going to do with 3 bags of zips? I have no idea. But in each of the bags, they were colored zips that I really like. Now each of these bags cost only £1. £1. And let's see how many zips is in one bag. £22 zips in a £1 bag. So just over 100 zips for only £3. What am I going to do with all of these zips? Maybe I'll start making some little zip pouches as gifts. And the last of my haul is some buttons. Look how big this bag is. You could fill this whole bag with buttons, and you would only need to pay 50 pence for the whole bag. I decided to get these cream colored buttons, as I thought they could go with quite a lot of different garments, as it's a neutral color. So I got a bag of this one. I also got a bag of shiny white buttons, not necessarily because I like these buttons, but because again they're white, they're neutral color, they will go with a wide range of different colored fabrics. I then also managed to find these lovely black buttons. I really like these ones, as they are black and they've got like a white squiggly line down the middle, kind of like you see they make the coffees with the squiggly lines. The rest of the buttons I got, they're just loose buttons. I decided just to take like 3 or 4 handful of buttons and throw them inside. I found this one little button that I really liked in the middle of plastic drum container types where all these buttons were in, and it's this cute little red teddy bear. Now I only found one, and I'm thinking of using this on one of my daughter's little dresses, you know, it's maybe just a button on the back closure. But yeah, I thought this one was really cute. I saw people though walking out with these bags literally full to the top. This is my full shopping haul from Abakhan that I got a few days ago. So I spent a total of £21.50 for everything. That's it from me for today. Thank you for spending some time with me, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye for now.